Democrats are planning for what many accept will be the gathering's biggest presidential field in decades in 2020. Yet, at the chief yearly dynamic assembling on a political logbook, indications of the swarm's essential to come are no place to be seen. Only one potential applicant, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, is planned to talk at the three-day Netroots Nation occasion. Past that, there's no nearness from the numerous planned presidential applicants who are now developing their political groups and making moves to run. Rather, the chose authorities and formal moderators in the fundamental dance floor are centered around belief system that should be proudly dynamic in 2018. To them, voting rights, environmental change and social insurance outweigh a presidential race that is over 3 years away. The subject of charged Trump battle intrigue with Russia lingers particularly extensive here. In the lobbies and on side boards, activists and coordinators are opposing the direction of gathering pioneers who stress over exaggerating the Russia issue to the detriment of others that may matter more to voters. The message from the grassroots? We're not going to quit discussing President Donald Trump and Russia. Not exclusively is it a false decision, it's a truly constrained decision, said Democracy for America Executive Director Charles Chamberlain of the basic holdback that Democratic hopefuls and gatherings should concentrate on issues like human services as opposed to the examinations. I get it when individuals are baffled when they feel like all they're hearing is, Russia, Russia, Russia. But, it really isn't a diversion, it's really a basic for our majority rule government. Regardless, it's not a civil argument that best Democratic presidential prospects are anxious to get engaged with. Some said they couldn't go to the occasion this year in light of the fact that their solicitations touched base when it was indistinct whether the Senate would be in session. Others were careful about dissidents like the Black Lives Matter activists who intruded on then-presidential competitors Bernie Sanders and Martin O'Malley at 2015's occasion, as per numerous Democrats lined up with potential White House contenders. The separation over the gathering's way to deal with Russia was evident from the general population talks and proclamations of the chose authorities who attended. Dissimilar to the grass attaches activists who need to draw in voters about the examinations that keep on dominating features in digital TV, the office holders avoided discussing Russia. There's an alternate Trump embarrassment or discussion day by day. Yet the main thing that has reliably overwhelmed the news these most recent 8 months is Russia, said Shripal Shah, a VP of the Democratic Restriction Investigate to Mass American Bridge. As a gathering, we need to make sense of the most ideal approach to message the issue. It's not going anyplace, and we can't stand to disregard it. In Thursday evening keynote addresses, previous Missouri Secretary of State Jason Condor hit on voting rights. Tallahassee chairman and Florida gubernatorial hopeful Andrew Gillum condemned current Governor Rick Scott for his connections to Trump. Previous Maryland Representative Donna Edwards discussed winning back Barack Obama voters who sat out the 2016 race, and Georgia gubernatorial hopeful Stacey Abrams conveyed a to a great extent anecdotal discourse. The example rehashed itself on Friday. Paul Ryan challenger Randy Bryce discussed social insurance. Arizona Representative Ruben Gallego inclined toward the basic to build up a dynamic motivation, and Minnesota Representative Keith Ellison, the appointee administrator of the Democratic National Committee, sat on a board that addressed conservative smears and media disappointments. As other dynamic chose authorities, including California Representative Barbara Lee, Illinois Representative Jen Schakowsky, California Representative Ro Khanna, Wisconsin Representative Stamp Pokin, meandered the lobbies and sat without anyone else. Even the official programming avoided the point. Just one occasion seemed intended to touch digressively on the Russian examinations, a Friday board about the part of state lawyers' general and legitimate activity against the White House. Blending at the in-bar and in the espresso line, a few activists surrendered that an unwavering spotlight on exceptional prosecutor Robert Mueller or the intelligence panel examinations won't not be useful in the Republican-inclining rural locale that are fundamental to Democratic any expectations of winning back the House. On the off chance that you discuss Russia, does John Ossoff win those 4 or 5 focuses? I don't think in this way. That region had a roof, said Mike Saraso, a gathering coordinator and previous senior staff member on the Bernie Sanders presidential crusade, alluding to the Democrat who barely lost a Georgia extraordinary decision in June. All things being equal, coordinators all around concur that the subject so vitalizes Democratic base voters that the gathering can't stand to take its foot off the gas pedal. An informing notice arranged for liberal gatherings American Bridge, and Citizens United, MoveOn.org, and Stand Up America by Democratic surveying firm Greenberg Quinlan Rossnor, and Saw for the Current Week by Politico, got straight to that point. In spite of the fact that the Russia outrage is not the best concern, the examination demonstrates this issue is persuading to potential Democratic voters. It peruses